What's up, guys? Today we're taking a look at another Z77 motherboard from ASUS. It's actually part of their Republic of Gamers line, and it is the Maximus 5 Gene. Now, what's cool about this motherboard, it is a micro ATX motherboard. So it's going to make the perfect little LAN box or little gaming machine, really small, that you can still, be as powerful as a normal gaming motherboard. So let's just go ahead, open it up, and check out what's inside. Taking a look at the box here, it is not that much bigger than the actual board because, again, this is a micro ATX motherboard. Taking a look at the front, it just says, Maximus 5 Gene motherboard. Of course, Republic of Gamers. It is PCI Express 3.0 ready. And it has some things down here. Supports Intel Core processors, Intel's Z77 chipset, NVIDIA SLI ready, AMD Crossfire X ready, and of course the Virtue MVP. If we flip it over here, you can see all of the information on the back. It goes over a lot of the features and kind of highlights some of the main features here, which we're actually going to go into, of course, when we open everything up. Also, if you're at the store, as you can see, it flipped open, but as you're at the store, you might be wondering, what are some of these features? It kind of goes into all this stuff, so you can open this up before you buy it and see what, the motherboard is all about. But let's just go ahead and open this up. Now, when you open it up, the first thing that you are going to see is, of course, the motherboard. And it's nicely packaged and, of course, covered. We're going to get it out here. Shouldn't be that hard, really. There we go. So you have your motherboard here, but let's just go ahead and move that out of the way first, and we'll go to our accessories. Now, this is actually really cool. This is a I'm gaming, do not disturb little door hanger here. That's something cool, if you buy this and, you live at home or you live with roommates or something along those lines, you can put this on your door and say, don't bother me, I'm gaming. So that's actually pretty cool. You have your I/O shield here. It is labeled, and it does have, you can't see it, but it does have a ROG logo right there, which is pretty cool. You have your, looks like, your SLI bridge. This is actually pretty cool too. So you have these stickers that you can label your ports and your cables. It's actually pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen that on many other boards. I think I've seen it in a couple other ASUS boards. You have these. Now, these are one of my favorite things about ASUS boards. More motherboard manufacturers should be doing this. These are your little connectors here for your front panel, and this one's for USB. The front panel one is the most important because what you can do is you can connect all of your cables from your case to this and then easily plug this in, and everything is labeled right there. So you don't have to, look on your motherboard or have to find the manual and see which ones, for your headers right there. It is really awesome. One of my favorite things about ASUS motherboards. You also have this, which I believe is the mini. Okay, yes, it is. So this is the mini, the Sata port that's actually part of this motherboard. It's just off right now. I'll show you how you connect it and how it looks once we go ahead and take a look at the actual board. You have this cable here. This is a longer USB cable, and this is for ROG Connect, which we are going to go into a little bit later, but it's actually one of the really cool features about ASUS's ROG motherboards. We've gone over it before in previous reviews. Really cool. And how you have 3 sets of cables here, of SATA cables. And finally, you have your user's guide. And of course, inside the user's guide, you do have your driver CD that's going to have all your drivers and software, as well as a little case sticker right there, ROG case sticker. Taking a first look at the Maximus 5 Gene, the first thing that you can see, of course, it is small. It is a micro ATX form factor. It follows the same ROG style as many of the other ASUS ROG motherboards. You have an all-black PCB and black, white, and red accents. So it looks really cool. It's going to look awesome inside pretty much any case. One of the coolest things about this motherboard is actually this tiny little add-on card. And it's actually a dual card. I originally just thought it was an SATA add-on card, but it's a dual card. So on this side, you have your Sata port, which is a SATA 3 gig port. And if we flip it over here, it is a mini PCI Express port. So what you could do is you can install, say, an mSATA SSD on one side, and on this side you could say, you could install a wireless card, which would allow you to, have wireless on this board without having to, say, use one of the PCI Express slots. So that's really, really cool. And I'm actually going to show you how to install it here. So if we take a look at the board, we're at the top of the board here. And I wanted to also mention the CPU power connector is right up here, but it'll probably get covered up once I install this. Now, what you want to do is there are a set of pins right here, and you just want to line this up, and it easily should go in here. There we go. Press it down so it's in place. And then they do include a screw to really lock this in place, but you're pretty much good to go after that. Again, one of my favorite things about this board. Also at the top of the board, you do have two 4-pin fan connectors. Now, they are pretty much behind this large heatsink, so that is going to be a little bit of a problem once you already have this installed inside your case. So that's one thing you're going to want to worry about. I do like that there are two of them, because if you are going to be using an aftermarket CPU cooler with two fans, you want to control those fans independently. So I like that that's there, but I don't know how well this is actually going to do, with this large heatsink here. Taking a look at the CPU socket, you can see there is a lot of cooling here. You have two very large and very heavy heat sinks, and they are actually connected by a heat pipe. This motherboard is using an 8+2+2 all-digital power phase design. Taking a look at the memory slots, they are in a dual channel design and they're color coded, so you know where to place your memory. One thing I've always liked about ASUS motherboards is these bottom latches right here aren't actually latches at all. Like the top here, these come off and allow you to lock in your memory. The bottom ones don't. And the reason for that is, say you have a longer video card, it is actually going to block these at some point or make it very hard for you to take out your memory. And you're not going to want to take out your video card just to take out memory. So that kind of alleviates that problem. Along here, you have your contacts for voltage checks. So if you have a multimeter, you can check all of those. Now, right here, you have your go button. And this actually serves two functions. One, it enables mem-ok. So if you're overclocking memory or changing your memory settings and for some reason your system does not boot, mem-ok will find a suitable clock for your memory and it will set it to that so your system will boot. Also, it's sort of like an instant overclocking button. In the BIOS, you can go ahead and set it up so you have your mem-ok file, and that's say the different settings you want, your CPU overclock and everything like that. You hit that and it's going to instantly overclock your system to that setting. You have your 24-pin ATX power connector, and right on the other side of that, if you guys can see, there is another 4-pin fan connector, and you have your USB 3.0 header right here. You have a total of 6 SATA ports. Now there are 4 SATA 6 gig ports, which are the red ones, and 2 SATA 3 gig. Now they are a little bit of a weird configuration because even though these are both red, they are powered by 2 different controllers. These bottom 2 are powered by the AS Media controller, and these top 2 are powered by the Intel controller, as well as these top 2 SATA 3 gig ports. They're also powered by Intel's controller. Moving down to the lower part of the board, one of the things that stands out is the cooler on the PCH. And it is a very large heatsink, and it does have the Republic of Gamers logo, which just looks awesome. Now, along the bottom of the board, you're going to have all different connections and buttons, and we're going to go over all of that stuff. Right here, you have your debug LED. And one thing I really love about that is, if you're overclocking or your system won't start, you're just troubleshooting, sometimes you never know where the computer is halting at. And the debug LED will display a code and let you know where the computer's stopping, and you can go ahead and look up that code and it will tell you exactly where the computer's stopping so you can troubleshoot that area. You have your front panel connectors right here. You have a 4-pin fan connector. You have 1, 2 USB 3.0 headers. You have your Thunderbolt header right here. You have your power and reset buttons. Again, I really like to see these on a motherboard just for the fact that if you're working outside the case or something's wrong, these just make it really easy to power on and reset your system. You have your HD audio, and you do have your Supreme FX3 sound built in right here. And that is 8-channel HD audio. It's going to be better than the normal audio that's on, say, another motherboard. Very, very nice. As far as expansion slots go, because this is a smaller motherboard, you only have 3 total slots. You have 2 PCI Express 3.0 x16 slots. Now, if you have 2 cards installed, they are going to drop down to x8 slots. Finally, you have a PCI Express 2.0 x4 slot right here. And another thing I wanted to mention is there is a 4-pin fan connector right here. Looking at the back of the board at all of the connections, we start out with a couple of buttons. The first one right here is your BIOS reset button. And I just love to see a button rather than a header because it's so much easier to press a button rather than changing a header. You have your ROG Connect button right here. So when we go into detail about ROG Connect, this is the button you're going to press once you have everything connected. You have 4 USB 2.0 ports, and the bottom one is white. And the reason that is because, one, it serves for the ROG Connect. So when you're connecting for ROG Connect, you're going to be using this bottom port. Also, it's for USB BIOS flashback. So if you're going to be resetting your BIOS with that function, you're going to be using this bottom port. You have a single eSATA port. You have 2 USB 3.0 ports. You have DisplayPort, HDMI, optical, Ethernet, 2 more USB 3.0 ports, and of course your audio. So this concludes our unboxing and overview video of the ASUS Republic of Gamers Maximus 5 Gene motherboard. Make sure you check back very soon on thinkcomputers.org for the full written review. And remember, if you like our unboxing videos, why don't you subscribe? Catch you guys later.